do like Pokemon. I played Pokemon Go back in the day, and on the old Game Boys of Pokemon Silver. Shout out.
Mitch, welcome.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
To our podcast show where we talk to different industry professionals about where they are, how they got there, all that good stuff. So I have one opening question.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay, this might be the most serious one.
All day.
All day, okay? The life of your friends and family are on the line. You have to sing one karaoke song to save them. What karaoke song is it?
God. Funny enough, first thing that came to mind is the Hey Ya song, but like the He-Man version, if you've seen it on YouTube.
I'll be YouTubing that later.
Yes.
If you haven't YouTube that.
Yeah.
Yeah, He-Man, Hey Ya.
That's awesome.
I think it's really a song by Four Non Blondes is the actual song, but yeah.
So you feel like you show up and just belt it
That was
out?
the first one that came to mind, yeah.
So I want to know, tell me about your background.
Yeah, so background, where should I start?
Okay.
Yeah,
We
from the
graduated
beginning.
high school.
Graduated high school, didn't know what to do with my life, started doing random construction work, things like that, labor jobs. Went to UVU, funny enough, so I came here for college. Still didn't know what I really wanted to do for a career. Took a bunch of classes, really enjoyed my time here. And then I had a couple classes in high school I really enjoyed. There was like an entrepreneurship class, and I think it was kind of like a marketing class. And the teacher was awesome. Can't remember his name, unfortunately, but I kind of like hearing about like marketing agencies, and it just seemed like a fun job. I am not a suit and tie kind of guy. I want to show up and work in a t-shirt and a hat and jeans. And advertising agencies just seemed fun, cool, fun environment. I get to be creative while also analytical, and just kind of seemed like a fun career. So that's something I wanted to do. So I went to UVU for a while, took some marketing courses, but they didn't have anything digital marketing at the time. That was before they launched all that. So let's see, yeah, and then I was talking with my dad. He gave me some advice. My dad's like a network engineer, and he said he got his job and position just by getting certifications and learning things. So I kind of took his advice. Funny enough, I ended up dropping out of UVU, got like a sales job at T-Mobile, selling cell phones, and just watched a lot of online courses, took some courses online, got like Google Ads certified, Google Analytics certified, a bunch of different things. And then stumbled upon a guy that worked for an agency, started chatting with him, kind of built a relationship, told him like, hey, if you ever have something open up, let me know. He had a position open up. It was an entry-level job. I was probably making $60K-ish at my sales job, which wasn't too bad at the time, and then took this entry-level job for literally like half of my salary. So it took like half a pay cut to go work here, but it was something I really wanted to do, and I felt like, hey, I'll bust my ass, I'll work really hard, try to work my way up, see if this is really what I want to do in life. So I took the job, I did that. Within a few years, started working my way up within the company, which was nice, learned a lot, started managing Google Ad accounts is where I started, did SEO, search engine optimization after that, then worked my way up to be more on the client side, handling strategy, working with enterprise clients spending really big dollars on ads. Worked my way into management of that company, so I was there a good long time. Since then, I kind of switched around agencies, jumped to another one over in Lehigh. That place was amazing. I was on the executive VP, worked my way up to that level at that company. And now I'm working for an agency out in New York City, but I just work remote from home. And just kind of same thing, handling some client strategy while also managing like all the teams that do all the work. So
Very cool.
long spiel, but
So Mitch, what is your title?
right now it's Director of Operations. Yeah, that's my title currently.
Very cool. So this being the digital marketing module, it's interesting that that's your title. That's kind of unconventional.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Yeah, I worked a lot in the more kind of marketing specific titles, and then I got into management, and now I kind of run the whole operation and strategy behind the scenes. So,
Gotcha. Very cool.
So what does a typical day look like?
all over the place. For me, now it's different than it used to be. So it used to be more like analyzing client ad accounts, making sure they're spending their budgets effectively, making sure they're getting leads or sales, making sure they're making money on their advertising spend. If it was SEO, making sure that they're moving up in rankings on Google or Bing. Now it's a lot of managing different teams. So I manage like this SEO team, search engine optimization team, the paid ads team, copywriters, web developers. So there's like a lot that can go into marketing. So I basically manage all the teams, and then I also work with clients, consulting them on strategy. I've been like a fractional CMO for a lot of brands. So basically consulting them on marketing strategy. They're like, hey, here's my budget, what do I do? And I literally kind of tell them all the channels they need to be in, where their target audience is, what kind of ads we need to run, you know, what kind of emails they need to do, social media, you name it, like all the stuff.
Man, so I mean, you do have the full scope. When it comes to digital marketing, you've got...
Pretty much, I've had my hand in every possible channel, which is kind of fun and unique for me. So while I was working my way up, I literally worked probably on every team, learned every channel, every different team, what they do, how they do it, and then I think that really helped me in my career. Because now I have a holistic view, and I can get in the weeds with people if I need to, but can also see it like at a high level strategy. So
that's awesome.
That is awesome.
That's awesome.
So can you tell me a time when you had to adapt quickly to a major change or an unexpected trend in digital marketing?
Many times. One thing I love and hate about digital marketing is it changes all the time. So like you think you know everything, wait a month and it changed. So new stuff comes out all the time. The two that really just stick out to me, COVID is one for sure. It was kind of like a weird time for everybody, but especially in digital marketing, because usually when something major happens, a lot of brands will cut their marketing spend, which to me has always made no sense. Like the one thing driving people to your business, you're going to cut, and then you're going to complain why sales or leads are down. So a lot of brands did cut budgets and canceled at the time. However, a lot of other brands started to realize everyone's at home, everyone's online, everyone's on their phones. The only way I can get in front of people is digital marketing. So in a way, another big group of brands, they all started spending more and more. So 2020, 2021 was like a really big year for a lot of brands, which was really cool. The other one that stands out is AI. So obviously with AI coming out, totally changing the game on marketing, makes things easier, faster, literally can do almost anything you tell it to do. So yeah, if you have any questions on that, we can talk.
How are you adapting to AI?
Honestly, just trying to stay up with trends, reading a lot, watching videos, checking out what other people do. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. Mostly it's just me using it on a day. I'd use it every single day. Gemini and/or ChatGPT, I kind of go back and forth depending on what I want to do. And really just trying different things with it, seeing how I can incorporate it into my teams, build efficiencies. So things that I like finding bottlenecks, like what takes you the most amount of time, what's the biggest time suck, how can we make it faster, more fun, more efficient for my teams. And so using AI to really try to speed up processes and save time.
Yeah, Microsoft just published an article that said they will not hire any employee that is not adept at AI at this point. So how does that translate to the people that you're looking at hiring, or how are you training your teams? Or for our college students, you know, how important is it to have at least some level of proficiency?
Yeah, I'd say it's a very important thing to have proficiency. However, I really value the background knowledge as well. I can easily tell if somebody ChatGPT'd something and tried to pass it off, you know, or like, for example, I've had like teams like write ad copy for campaigns or whatever, like I can just tell, or like trying to like respond to an email, and obviously ChatGPT or Gemini, AI is not perfect. So I can usually like see the holes in it. So I like if someone has the background knowledge and can use their knowledge within ChatGPT or within AI, you know, to really be a good marketer.
Yeah. So Goldman Sachs, another article that Reese just dropped, said that generative AI is a bubble. It's going to pop and it won't be cost effective to use anymore. Do you think that's the case, or what's your take on that?
That's a good question. I think we're just at the very beginning. I feel like it's going to, like, no one can even comprehend where it's going to take us, I feel like. So I don't know. I feel like it's going to continue to grow and grow and grow and honestly help us in ways we never thought it could before. And really grow a lot of industries really fast. Could it take over a lot of jobs? Yes, but if you know how to use AI within your industry, then your job's safe.
Absolutely. And I swear I didn't prime Mitch for this at all. About a third of 1890 and a lot in 3890, we force is a strong word to use, but we force our students to use AI to do different tasks just to help them build that proficiency. So I'm glad that we were able to validate that through your experience.
Yeah, it's great for research. It's great for speeding up tasks. It's great for a lot of things. So.
Okay, curveball. If you could create a digital marketing campaign for any fictional character or world, who would you choose and what would the campaign look like?
That's honestly a very tough question. What was it, fictional character?
Yeah, fictional character or world.
Or a world.
You want to make a Pokemon marketing campaign?
I do like Pokemon. I played Pokemon Go back in the day and on the old Game Boys of Pokemon Silver. Shout out. That's a good question. I don't know. I would just say like a comedian or something funny. I like funny ads. I hate working with brands that are very, very strict. They have very strict brand guidelines. They won't do anything out of the box. They have boring ads. And I'm just like, it's not gonna, like, people's eyes are just gonna glaze over. They're not gonna pay attention to it. In the world now we live in with TikTok and Instagram Reels and everything, like people's attention span is literally like seconds. So if you can't like grab someone's attention that quick or like have something engaging or funny or whatever, people are gonna go right past it. So I don't know. I would just say something funny.
Yeah. Family Guy, Rick and Morty.
That would be great. Rick and Morty would be great. My mind goes back to like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Yeah. No, that's popular, that retro style. Yeah, for sure.
So, what excites you most about the future of digital marketing? And how can students prepare themselves to be at the forefront of these developments?
Yeah, so it's exciting. Like I said, AI has been exciting. It's been a big curveball, but it's also been really helpful in a lot of ways. What was the other part of the question again?
What advice how can students prepare themselves to be at the forefront of these?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say, yeah, I'm sure the digital marketing program here is great. I wish it was around when I came to UVU. So I'm sure they're teaching really great things. But other than that, I would just say like start something or like get into an entry-level job like I did. Just start at the bottom, start learning. Get in and start using it because it's just going to change soon. So if you're not in it now, like, and you're just learning something and then you're trying to jump in later, like things are going to change over time most likely because it changes fast. So I would just say get in it, start doing it, whether you want to do social media, whether you want to do email campaigns, whether you want to do ads or SEO or whatever it might be. I would just say get in it, start doing it now, take an entry-level job if you can, and just start working your way up. There's a lot of good opportunities. If you can get certifications as well, you can become a freelancer, just kind of work hourly, take little small jobs, help out a local business, help out friends or family with their marketing, like start somewhere, and that'll help you light years in the future.
So when you're looking at resumes, what strengths are you looking for?
Strengths, so I will tell you this, I'm sure this is probably controversial. I don't really pay attention to cover letters until the very end. It's like the last thing I look at. I go right to the resume, I look at skills and certifications. So are you certified in what you need to be certified in for the job? And then I'll look at skills, what kind of skills do you have? Is it related to the job? And then I'll kind of scan over the job experience and see if you have experience in the job. So like if I'm looking at just a resume, I would say like that's what stands out to me the most. And then if the rest of the resume looks good, I'll read the cover letter and set up the interview. Another thing too that's really big for me when I'm hiring is obviously like first interview, I want to get to know somebody, see if they're a good cultural fit with the company. But like a big thing for me is like I'll take somebody with like determination and it's a really hard worker over somebody that has like a better resume per se. If somebody really wants it as a career, they really want to learn, they really want to grow, and I can like sense that in the interview, like I'll hire that person all day because I've had those people stick around. Those people end up doing a better job, their heart's in it, versus somebody I feel like it could just be like a stepping stone job, for example. So there's some things I'll pay attention to.
That's invaluable.
Yeah.
That's such good input. I think a lot of students get really hung up on how their resume looks versus highlighting just being forward and driven.
Exactly, yeah. And you can put that in your little intro on your resume or on your cover letter. Like, I think I did that on mine too. I was just like, straight up, like, hey, don't have experience yet, but I will work harder than the next person, and really showed that in the interview, and I got hired. So
yeah,
can't teach tenacity.
Exactly, you really can't teach that. So I look for the skills you can't teach, because obviously there are skills you can't teach. I've made the mistake of hiring someone with the perfect resume, and they don't work out, and then honestly, I don't think I've ever made a mistake hiring that person with the heart and tenacity and like the determination to really learn and grow. And, you know, it's like a learning thing for them, not just like a job.
Yeah, that says something.
Especially when things are changing every day.
Exactly. Things are changing all the time. So like they have to be passionate about it. Like I'd say that's like a really big word, is like if they're passionate about the job and like what they're doing versus somebody that's just like, oh yeah, I know how to do this. And yeah.
Yeah, so I remember my question is, a lot of students in this class, and honestly, even at the end of college, they're still undecided. And so they'll go with like a business analysis or business management major because they're not sure what to do.
Yeah.
Would you recommend going into marketing as a pathway to discover what you want to do? Or, I mean, you're the director of operations now. It kind of looks like you ended up being that business manager anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, kind of depends. Like I'd say marketing's a great field. Like there's way more than just, there's so many different channels, so many different avenues you can go in. You know, like I said, whether it's ads, whether it's SEO, whether it's like email marketing, whether it's like social media, which I know a lot of students are really into these days. There's just like a lot of different things. You can also be like a web developer, you know, developing code for websites, doing changes there. A really big one, honestly, that's grown a ton is, I'm trying to think like what the technical like title would be, but it's basically like analytics, tracking and analytics. So many brands, big brands, Fortune 500 brands are having problems tracking things. So whether it's like Google Analytics for website tracking, they have it set up incorrectly, they're not tracking everything properly, they're not connecting to their customer management system, their CMS on their end. Like there's like a lot on the tracking side and reporting side, and I think that's been a really big growing field in marketing, and yeah, those people are super valuable.
Okay. Data analytics and tracking that information, and you wouldn't think, I don't think marketing for that.
Yeah, no, like analytics, yeah, you think like the Excel gurus kind of thing, but Excel on steroids, and the data that they work with, it's pretty crazy. So Power BI, if you've heard of that, so yeah.
Yeah, creative, sure. Like you could be on
and then you have the creative side too. Like,
or that very technical.
Yeah, and that's what's fun about it. There's like the creative side, there's the analytical side. I kind of get to live in both worlds, which is really fun for me, and that's what I like. So there's a lot of different fields within marketing.
Gotcha. Okay, so if you could go back in time to the beginning of your career, what advice would you give to yourself about networking to help you succeed in your career?
I wish I was a better networker. I wish I actually took a public speaking class at UVU. I was always so shy through high school, not a very talkative guy, terrible at networking. I'm just like sitting in the corner, not introducing myself. You know, that's the kind of guy I was. So I would tell myself to change that. Coming back to the public speaking class I took, honestly, that was the most valuable class at UVU that I took. And I almost dropped it because I hate that. I don't want to speak in front of people. You know, it sounds terrible. I'm sure for everybody that is. It's not really something that goes away. People are always afraid to kind of go up and speak. But that class was really valuable for me. Kind of helped me kind of break out of my shell a little bit more and not be afraid to like talk in front of people. So I wish I just networked more, talked to more people, met more people. Because in a way, it is a lot of like who you know, not what you know. I'm sure we've all heard that. So the more you're networking, the more you're talking to people, I think is really, really beneficial.
Do you have a strategy for an aspiring digital marketer, how to get connected to some people that would help them?
I would say like there are a lot of brands, even local Utah brands, digital marketing brands that'll hold, maybe conferences isn't the right word, but like, you know, little like networking events or whatever, like they do happen a lot. Utah DMC is one you can look up. I hope they still do it. They did like monthly networking events in Utah. And you can get like tickets to go to that and meet with a lot of marketing professionals here in Utah locally. There's a lot of online ones you can join. If you're on Twitter or X now, as they call it, there's like PPC chat. So like that's one I've been a part of and kind of paid attention to. That's like more on the ad side. So there's like a lot of networks, whether it's on like social media or whatever, or locally that you can go visit and just kind of get involved within the marketing community.
So on the subject of networking, are you on LinkedIn?
I am on LinkedIn, absolutely.
Can our students connect with you?
Absolutely, yeah, connect with me on LinkedIn for sure.
Yeah, the start of your network could be our guy, Mitch. Mitch, thank you so much for coming out. I just want to shout out, so Mitch and I went to high school together. It was awesome. We were playing ball, skateboarding, doing a bunch of shenanigans. Maybe I'll throw up a photo of us.
And it looks like they lost
there.
their hair about the same time.
Yeah, we lost our hair.
But
Unfortunately, we got the beards.
Exactly, bearded brothers in marketing, no less. What are the odds? No way when we're in high school, we're like, oh, marketing. No way. But thanks so much for.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.